Hey, so I feel like I just blinked and suddenly it's Sunday again, and well, actually today's Monday. The time warp is so real here. You're probably hoping for a follow-up to last vlog's interesting drama.
He started getting mad at me over text for things that did not make sense. Like, I wouldn't text for 2 hours, and then he'd be like, "Why are you behaving like this?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry?"
In other news, I totally took a tumble in the middle of the intersection. Yeah, the whole fling thing. Yeah, let's just suffice it to say that he showed up 3 to 4 times during my shift, multiple days in a row. So, and then he was giving me gifts, and then he got really upset when I had to reschedule for coffee, one thing after another, and it just fizzled out, mainly because it was getting concerning with how attached he was getting. The guy, he got a little obsessive. I kept trying to reiterate, like, I'm not looking for anything serious. He started getting mad at me over text for things that did not make sense. I basically just had to cut communication, unfortunately. And, when he showed up at my work after that and it was super uncomfortable, I went to my coordinator because I was busser at that time and I did not want to have that confrontation then. So I talked to my coordinator about it. She was really cool with it. It seems like this is probably not as rare of a thing as you might think, unfortunately, because there are a lot of, pretty girls at my work. So it was sad kind of to see where that went, but that's the update on that. He did give me some gifts here, which was kind of sweet at the time, but in hindsight, I'm like, I guess I'm still gonna keep them, but he got me this little lanyard and then this pen, which is cute, but like it was too much. Like, he was giving me a lot of gifts. I did get another gift. I got a gift from a guest, my first guest gift, because apparently guests give out gifts to the Disney cast members quite often. I was working at Scoops, the ice cream place at Hollywood, and a guest gave me this. It says DCP, if you can see it. It's just a little cute bracelet. Unfortunately, though, we can't wear them. Like, it's against Disney look to wear something on our wrist, apparently, so I got spoken to about that, but I didn't know that at the time, so now I know. But I'm definitely going to be keeping this in my memories and my keepsakes. In other news, I totally took a tumble in the middle of the intersection. Me and my sweet mate were going grocery shopping, and we decided to jaywalk across the intersection. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. But we thought we could make it, and so we were trying to jump the median, and I totally did not see it there, and so I tripped. It's one of those things where after it happens, you realize the severity of the situation. Like, it could have been really bad, but thankfully the people that were in the cars that were like basically right up on me, like, saw the situation and stopped for me. I'm telling you, this is the worst scrapes I've gotten since like elementary school. I walked into Target and like my knees were like dripping blood, and they were like trying to, immediately help me and get the first aid and everything. So now I've been having to bandage up my hand and my 2 knees. Yeah, you can see I got pretty scraped up right there. Not super bad, but just kind of annoying. She was joking. She's like, I guess we just have to chalk this up to one of those dumb college adventures. And I'm like, yeah, I guess it was high time I had one of those, because I feel like I haven't had any dumb college adventures. I went to Bible study again this week, and this time my sweet mate joined me, which was really cool. But at the end of it, they're doing a little celebration for the people who are leaving the GCP. And one of the leaders, one of the staff of Crew, the ministry, approached me and wanted to get coffee and wanted to talk about possible positions for me to serve in the group. She said that she just noticed my initiative in attending the events and wanted to see, what I was interested, if I was interested in serving. I thought I was gonna have a time lapse for the vlog this week of me completing the mural, but my mural is still not done. It may be next week when y'all actually see that time lapse, but I'm really excited because I'm slowly gathering all the things I want to do with the living room. I basically just want to transform our living room here. Right now it's so bare. It's just couch, TV, like a shelf, that's it. But I'm hoping to get a couch cover, put some color in there, get some throw pillows, get a blanket, put my mural up, get a rug. I already have the rug, I already have the lamp, and I want to add 2 more lamps too. So I have quite a bit of plans for that, and I think I want to make it a surprise for my sweet mates. So I'm waiting till I have everything at once. Then once everybody's gone, I'm gonna completely like transform the living room and then have them come back and be like, surprise. I did just spend the last hour and a half basically lining every single floorboard here with this like powder bug repellent. We saw one of our neighbors next door did the outside of their door because the centipedes have gotten so worse. Like, I'm telling you, it's like, I was calling my best friend earlier this week, and I was just sitting there on the bench outside. I was just thinking it's literally like Slither.io because You know that app, the game? Yeah, because they're everywhere. But yeah, so I'm hoping that we can get rid of them by just lining every single one of the floorboards. It says it takes like 48 hours to work, so I'm really hoping that works, because then once we have the bugs out of here, then I can actually do stuff to the living room like I want to do with interior design. So I worked my first after hours event this week, and that basically means that I got there at 6:30 p.m. and I worked until 2 a.m. And, you know, it wasn't as brutal as I thought, because it is mainly just CPs that are there working that late. So, but I will say, it depends on the location, because two of the locations I was at, super chill, there was no business. But the ice cream place, an absolute nightmare. Like, it was so bad, I cannot tell you. And then one of the leaders, who's known for being a bit condescending, was like telling me how to do my job. And I was like, yes, ma'am, I've done this before. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, you should have let me know. And I was like, I just really want to get out of there. And I was so glad when somebody came and got me for my break. I did find out this week that two of the best coordinators are leaving our location. I think it's because they got transferred somewhere else. So it's like, what are we left with, you know? Okay, so the work community. At first, I thought it was going to be an easy in. But this week, I realized that there's definitely some cliques that have already kind of coalesced there. It's a huge group of them. And of course, not all of them are like this, but there's certainly some that I just felt like I was in high school again, with the whole Mean Girls thing going on. I feel like for once, as compared to my high school experience, I don't feel pressured into absolutely saying yes every single time. I feel like I can say no and not have that fear of missing out, not have that FOMO, because I know God's going to present the close friends that I need in my life. This time, I don't know, I just feel set free from that. Like, I don't need to depend on this group for my community. Don't settle for less. Even with friends, you know, I think people say that about relationships, but even with friends. That's about it for this week. I feel like it's a little lackluster compared to what I've had in previous weeks. Stay tuned for more. I'll see y'all later.